Today I plan to close the loop by predicting the odds of you getting into your dream college. Let's examine this graph to determine who is getting into Notre Dame. This graph from niche displays the high school GPA and SAT score of accepted students. You can see that most of them are concentrated in the top right corner. So if your GPA is above 3.8 with an SAT score above 1480, you can be confident. I also notice that there are students accepted with a GPA of 3 and an SAT score of 1200. How is that possible? So do not lose hope if your GPA and SAT scores are little below the average. You can still bridge the gap with a strong essay, recommendation letter, internship, legacy, and participation in sports like football. I refer to all these as extrinsic effort. You can also enter your high school GPA and test score to see how you compare to others. University of Michigan is a great public school. Let me throw a curveball. Let's examine these two graphs. Why is the distribution of accepted students different between in-state and out-of-state applicants? Could it be because the fees are higher for out-of-state students? If so, guess how we can take advantage of this. Looking at these two figures, would it be fair to say that there are better odds of being accepted into a public school if you are willing to pay the out-of-state fees? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. Now, let's bring together everything we have learned so far. Let's create a graph with all accepted students' GPA and SAT combined score on the x-axis and university ranking on the y-axis. Let me put a disclaimer here that this figure is not drawn to a scale and university ranking is highly subjective as everyone has different preferences and priorities. We can guess as student score increases, they would be more likely to be accepted into a university with a higher ranking. So the curve should be upward trending like this. However, there is a caveat. Even with a perfect score, you may not be able to get into some schools. This is because the scores are a necessary component of admission, but they alone are not sufficient. Let's move on to extrinsic effort, which is in blue color. By combining both intrinsic and extrinsic effort, you have a better chance of being accepted into any university. In this graph, I have marked two students in red and green color. Both have similar odds of being accepted by most colleges. The red point focuses solely on the intrinsic effort, the GPA and SAT score. Even though the green point has lower GPA, SAT score due to extrinsic effort, they are able to get into higher school. This explains why a student with a GPA of 3 and SAT score of 1200 can get into Notre Dame. Maybe he or she had a strong essay, recommendation letter, internship, legacy, or sports. The final piece of this puzzle is fortune, which is in orange color. We cannot do much about it as it is not a controllable event. Finally, if you ask me what's top on my priority list for a successful student in today's world, I would say first, stay focused. Today's world is full of distraction. I recommend using an old-fashioned notebook with a to-do list and always choose what's right over what's easy. Second is hard work as it has no substitute. Always give your best shot and never give up. To conclude, I like to share a story from 1961. When JFK was touring NASA, he saw a janitor with a broom. JFK walked over and asked, "What are you doing?" The janitor replied, "Well, Mr. President, I am helping to put a man on the moon." This illustrates the pride and satisfaction the janitor took in his work. With that, I thank you for watching all my videos, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so to be notified when we add new contents. Thank you.